today. She also said this, referring to you. Listen.
Encouraging violence, playing coy with white supremacists, calling for 12 million immigrants to be rounded up and deported, demanding we turn away refugees because of their religion, and proposing a ban on all Muslims entering the United States. If you see bigotry, oppose it. If you see violence, condemn it. If you see a bully, stand up to him.
She's talking about you.
I guess. I mean, look, we have to be vigilant. Our country is under siege. We're under attack. We're under attack in virtually every way. Our economy is falling apart. We're sitting on a big fat bubble. Our trade deals are no good. Our health care is no good. Our security is no good. Look what happens in our country. Our security is no good. People are pouring across the border. People that are convicted criminals are pouring across the border. We have to be vigilant. We have to be smarter. We're not going to have a country any longer.
As you know, dozens of rabbis and other Jewish religious leaders, they're protesting your speech at AIPAC. Among other things, they say, as Jews, we must take a stand against hate. We denounce in the strongest possible terms the bigotry, racism, xenophobia, and misogyny expressed by Mr. Trump.
What that's ever happened to Israel is President Obama's election. So if the rabbis want to leave, if some of them want to leave, that's okay. But the people that really understand me and they understand Israel, they know I'm going to be the best.
In their condemnation, they're not talking about Israel. They're talking about bigotry, racism, xenophobia, and misogyny.
Or let's call it intelligence. We have to be careful. We have to be careful who we allow into the country. We've had tremendous problems. Look what happened in California recently with the woman who comes in, radicalizes the guy. They walk into their workplace, they kill 14 people. Look at what happened in Paris, France. We have to be careful, Wolf.
I know you've disavowed David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan several times now, but why do you think these white supremacists, these various white supremacists out there, are supporting your campaign?
I don't know, because I am the least racist person that you'll ever meet. So I don't know. And I don't know that they really are. I mean, you're telling me that, so I don't know that
the ADL put out a whole list of 10 white supremacists, neo-Nazis, they called them anti-Semites, who are out there working, supporting your campaign.
I just don't know. I mean, you're telling me this, but I don't know why. I am certainly the least racist person.
But you condemn them.
But I have no control over the people. Look, these people have
a lot of control over the people. They listen. A lot of your supporters, they listen closely to what you're saying.
These people have been disenfranchised. They lost their jobs. They make less money now than they made 12 years ago. People that are working hard and working double jobs are making less money now in real dollars than they made 12 years ago. They see their jobs going to Japan and to China and to Mexico. Mexico, forget it, it's a new China. You know what? They're not by nature angry people, but I will tell you right now, they're angry people.
But you can calm them down.
I don't know that I can.
With your words.
I certainly try. I don't want to see, but they're very angry people. They have been misled by politicians for years, and they're tired of it. And that's why I'm doing so well, and that's why I'm leading.
Do you understand why there's a sense of unease about you out there in the general public right now?
No, I don't see that. I don't see that. I think I'll do very well in the general, and I think I'll beat Hillary very easily, and I think I'll bring in states like Michigan that was devastated by job loss. States like New York.
The sense of unease, some of the words that you've said, the violence at the campaign rallies that they see on television, the riots outside.
We have not had anybody hurt, really.
There's some people that hurt.
Excuse me. I have 21,000 people showed up the other day to Arizona. I didn't have one protest. They've tried to block the road, but outside of the road, once Sheriff Joe saw the cars, he moved the cars.
Yeah, they canceled that whole event in Chicago because you were afraid people could get hurt.
Because they didn't want to see violence. I could have gone to that event very easily, and there would have been probably some problems.
But you can understand why some people are nervous.
I don't really. You know, when I go into those rooms, and I have by far the biggest crowds, much bigger than anybody, and much bigger than Bernie. He is second, I agree, but much bigger than Bernie, much bigger than anybody. You know that. I mean, we had 21,000 people in Arizona. It was like a love fest. Those rooms are wonderful, but here's what happens. Sometimes a protester, and I think they're professionals, they get into the room and they start raising their voice and they start screaming, and sometimes they get physical, very physical, and they start screaming and making noise, and it's a disgrace. Sometimes they put themselves in front of the entrance door so people can't get in. Sometimes they try and block a car by chaining themselves to a car in the middle of a highway. They're the problem. My people aren't the problem. They're the problem. And the news doesn't cover it. Let me tell you, you have agitators. These aren't even protesters. You have agitators. And they'll wait for me to make a final point, and just before, they'll start screaming at the top of their lungs. People are very upset about it.
Let me play this ad. This is a Republican super PAC. It's a very negative ad about you that you've seen, I'm sure, but I'll play it.
I'm sure I love seeing it.
A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that?
She had the height, she had the beauty. She was crazy. But these are minor details.
I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them. I'll supply funds, and she'll take care of the kids.
You know, it really doesn't matter what they write, as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of
Has your language come back to haunt you?
No,